Hi girls, so in the last video we obviously made the first part here, which was the steamroller body. Now in this video I'm going to do a couple of things. We're going to make a couple of parts, okay? We're going to make part 2, which is called the front upright. It's a really easy part. I'm going to save all of these into the same folder. Part 3, which is the front axle. You can see it's just a simple bit here. Part 4, which is the front wheel. Part 5, which is the back wheel. We're going to make, I think we're going up as far as part 6 or 7 here. We're going to make part 6, which is the back axle. And actually at that point then, we'll actually make this. Part 7, just check here. Yeah, cab support. And then part 8, we're going to make this as well. This bit here. Actually, part 8 I'll actually leave for the second video, and I'll do that with part 9. So we're making part 2 up to part 7 here now in this video, okay? So if I just go out there and we're going to start with part number 2, it's going to be called the front upright, okay? So what we're going to do is, it says here, open a new part, it's going to be called the front upright. Don't worry, as always, I know it says here, save the part first. We're going to create it and then save it. So sketch a rectangle on the front plane. You can see the dimensions. The origin is here. That point right there is the origin. Okay. And we're going to make a rectangle 15 by 25. And then you can see here, accept the sketch and extrude by 63. So blind condition. So 15 by 25, then we're going to extrude it. And then on that extrusion, we're actually going to create on the top surface another sketch, center line, and a circle of diameter 7.5. Or sorry, a distance for the center to the edge of 7.5 and a diameter of 6.5. Okay, and I assume that's going to be a coal cutting through it. Okay, starting off though, a 15 by 25 and extrude by 63. Okay, and we'll rename that feature then. I think it says front upright. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go File, New, Part, click OK. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select the front plane to sketch on and select sketch. Now, rectangle tool, corner rectangle, start on my origin, click, let go, drag up. Smart dimension. Want this to be 15. Click on the line, drag out, 15. Click on this line, drag up, 25. Now, there's my sketch. I want to go to my features and extrude boss base. Okay, that distance there, I want it to be 63. Blind, I want to change this to 63. Enter. Accept. There's my object. Now the next thing I want to do, based on my object here, is I want to cut a hole into it. Okay, and that hole is going to be hole for axle, up 7.5 from the end and 6.5 diameter. So select the surface to sketch on, select sketch. Start off with a center line. Now, very important, we select the middle of this edge, this line down here. So hover over the node when it's in the middle. You'll see a little orange icon there. You can see it there, or yellow. Click. I want to do a line. So I'm zooming in, zooming out, moving the wheel up to there. Tool is still active, press escape. Now, circle. Started on the line. There we go. Smart dimension that now. The diameter of it is 6.5. And I want the distance from the center down to the edge to be 7.5. There we go. Now that hole is going to be features, extrude cut, and instead of saying blind, I usually say through all, accept. That's the actual part made. Really, really easy. What I would do now really quickly is rename the feature. This time I'm actually going to get rid of boss extrude just to show you, and I'm just going to call it front upright. This is probably how you're going to label it when or rename your feature when you're actually doing your own projects. I'm going to rename this one, and this one is called front axle, because that's the part where the front axle I assume is going to go through. Okay, or sorry, it's meant to be called hole for front axle. Hole for front axle. There we go. There we go. Once again, I have to add a material to it, I assume. Okay, I'll just keep moving my sheet here. Yeah, same again. So select this. I'm going to do part. I'm going to go down to my pine again. I think the one we're doing is unfinished end grain. Unfinished pine end grain. Green arrow. Select. There we go. That's the part made. Really, really easy. File. Save as. And that part is called, oh God, what's it called? Front upright. So in the same folder that we saved the body in, I want to rename this front upright. Save. That's the part done. X that. Okay. Now what we're going to do, just to show you, if I go to my desktop screen, just to show you there, in my folder, Steamroller Video, you can see I have 2 parts. In the other folder where I had the whole thing created, I have multiple parts. Okay. Now, once again, File, New, Part, OK. This part is the front axle. Really easy one. Okay, you can see how quick. Part 3, Part 4, really quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it the front axle, but what we have to do is draw it on the front plane. We're going to do a circle diameter 6 starting on the origin and extrude it by 60. That's it, just to make this long wooden piece, okay? It's kind of like a little dowel piece. So diameter 6, extrude by 60, unfinished pine end grain. Okay, so front plane, sketch, circle, diameter 6, really easy. Features, extrude boss base, I want the distance to be 60 over here. Green arrow, there it is, part done. Last thing I have to do, click on it, part, and I want this once again, pine, and where am I going? There we go. Accept. Now, last thing again, this is the front axle, so I'll rename my feature as well, F2, front axle. Lovely. I'm going to save that, file, get into the habit of doing this correctly, save as. This is a front axle. Okay. Always as well, guys, I didn't refer to it in the first video. Very important, always when you're actually inside here, guys, make sure, and this is always MMGS. It should be, because I made the settings that way. In my last school, I remember some students were in inches and stuff, and parts were just going all over the place. So just every now and then, just make sure you're doing that, okay? So that's that part done. It's saved in there, so I can exit there. Now we want to make a new part. File, new, part. This is part number 4. Now I'm going to make the front wheel. So once again, on the front plane, we're going to do a sketch. We're going to make a same thing, exact same step, only this time it's diameter 40, and we're extruding it by 50. And what I'm actually going to get you to do then is, and I'm going to show you, this is a thing where I don't like what they did. I'm going to show you exactly what they did. They did it in 2 steps when we could actually do it in 1. We're going to have to actually make it and then cut a hole through it. But we can do it a little bit quicker. Okay, so we have a diameter 40, extrude by 50, and then a hole that's going to go through that diameter 6. Okay. Oh, I apologize. We actually do have to do it in 2 parts. I forgot my own steps. So apologies, girls. So look, front plane, sketch. Now here we go. We're going to do a circle, and then start off on the origin. That is going to be diameter 40. So get your smart dimension. Now, features, extrude boss base, that distance has to be 50. Okay, and select the green arrow. Now, what we have to do is, and you'll see back in here, we're going to select the face, we're going to draw a circle on it in the center, diameter 6. Okay, now this is here we have to rename it wheel, but after we do that, we're going to do an extrude cut of 20 millimeters into it. Okay, when we get onto this wheel, I'll explain. Okay, it was actually this one I mixed it up with. Okay, but we're going to extrude cut 20 millimeters into the object, and then we're going to give it an appearance. So select the surface, select sketch. I want to draw a circle. The center should be right in the middle where the origin is. Click, drag out, click. Smart dimension. Click on the circumference, drag out 6. Now I want to cut into that. So features, extrude cut. And I don't want to go through all, okay, and I want blind, and this time I want it to be 20. You can see here it's only going partially into it, except that with the green arrow. There's my object. Okay, rename your features. My features have to be renamed, and I'll just go back and check them. The first one was wheel, and F2, so wheel, and then on this one I assume after we cut it, and they give it a name, we will rename that, I'm just going to say wheel axle. I don't think they actually give it a name there. Yeah, so for the cut I'm just going to say wheel axle. I'll actually say wheel front axle. There we go. Okay, so there's the objects. What we're going to do now is give some an appearance. So at this point, okay, we're obviously not doing wood this time. We're going to go appearances. You could simply do a color if you wanted. You could do a solid color over here, absolutely fine. Do it like that. What I'd actually do is I'm going to go for like maybe a plastic. I'd imagine I was making this in metalwork and I made this on a lathe or something. So I'd maybe do like a low gloss plastic, and it's your choice. I'm going to go with maybe a dark gray. Okay, black is quite dark. Sorry, black is quite obviously very black, but maybe I'm going to go with a dark gray. I think it stands out a little bit nicer. Accept that. Dark gray, low gloss plastic. Okay, there we go. That's the part made. File, save as, and this one is front wheel. Now, on the actual object, you'll see later, we need two of them, but because of the one part made, we don't have to repeat and make it again, okay? So click the X here, that's done. Okay, just go back into my folder, I'll just check. So in my folder, steamroller video, yeah, I got the front wheel in there, I got the front upright and the front axle. Okay, so we keep going. File, new, part, okay. This part now, the next one, is the back wheel. And this is the mistake I made a minute ago, and you'll see what I mean. So you'll actually see here, guys, open a new part. We're going to draw it on the front plane. We're going to do a diameter of 65 circle, and we're going to accept the sketch and extrude it by 20. So we're going to extrude it out. Then what they say is draw on the sketch at select the face like we did previously. Last time we did diameter 6, this time we'll do a diameter 9, and then extrude cut through all. There's a quicker way. They did 2 steps, but we can actually do it in one, and you'll see what I mean here. So this is what I meant to say earlier. So front plane, sketch, a circle, start on the origin. I need a diameter of 65. So after I draw my circle, smart dimension, select the circumference, 65. Now, before I even do the extrude, I'm actually going to draw another circle in there, and I'm going to do smart dimension, diameter 9. Refer out to the sketch. I'm after drawing that one there. Now, SolidWorks is smart enough to know, watch this, when I do the features and extrude, that hole will automatically come in now. So I want to extrude that blind 20 and then accept. Look, so much easier. One step. This is actually what's known as economy of design. So the least amount of steps to get where you want. Okay, so we've got one step here instead of 2. So in that one there, I'm just going to call it back wheel. So click on it, F2, back wheel. There we go. Once again, I'm going to have to add an appearance to it. I'm going to go with the same appearance. I don't mind what you do, guys. If you want to go with something a bit more, I don't know, mad than me, but I'm just going to go stick with my colors, dark gray. Okay, there we go. Now I have to file, save that part. Now I'm going to call it back wheel. There we go. Done. That part is saved. Click the X here to exit out of it. File, new, part, okay. So that's the back wheel done. Save the part. Now we're on to part number 6. And then we have part number 7, and that's this video done. So refer out here. So now what we're making, really easy. We're going to select this one, open a new part. It's the back axle. So this is what will connect the wheels. Sketch a circle on the front plane with a diameter of 9 millimeters, extrude 120, pine unfinished again, or unfinished pine end grain. Perfect. Front plane, diameter 9, extrude 120. Let's go. Front plane, sketch, circle, smart dimension, diameter of 9. Now I want to go features, extrude boss base, and this distance here, 120. Accept it with the green arrow. There's the object. Once again, add an appearance, part. This time I'm not in my plastics, I'm back into organic, into a pine. And I think it is unfinished pine end grain. Yeah, green arrow. Once again, this is called back axle. So rename it, F2, back axle. Once again, didn't have to delete the boss extrude, but I did. There we go. I'm going to save that file, save as, and that is saved as a back axle. Your folder should always open up unless you open up a different one, okay? Should come bring you back to the same one. Save. Part done. Now next one, file, new, part, open, refer to the sketch. This one we're making cab supports, okay? So these are, we're going to draw this one now different, so just be careful. Select the circle, draw it. Sorry, light's going out here in the room, guys. Just have to move. There we go. So we're going to draw it on the top plane this time, a circle of diameter 9, and we're extruding it 95 millimeters. Okay, cab support is what it's called. Okay, and same finish. So top plane, diameter 9, 95 millimeters. So top plane, sketch, circle, diameter 9, smart dimension, 9. Features, extrude boss base. This is going upwards because remember the top plane is like the plan, it's on the ground and it's going up 95. So distance here, there we go. Zoom out to get it into the screen. Green arrow, accept. There we go. I'm going to call that cab support. There we go. And once again, part and there we go. Green arrow, accept, done. File, save as, call it a cab support. Okay. Now guys, I know in the video, that's that video done. So you can log off here now. Now, if you don't do this, guys, look, it's not too big a deal now, but I'd advise you and I'd encourage you as much as I can to get into the habit of always doing that. You might think it's such a pain when I'm just doing one little thing there, but in your Leaving Cert DCG project, you will get penalized if you haven't renamed your features. Okay, sometimes you might even have to do a sketch depending on what it is, but you'll see in there I have sketches, didn't rename that, but it's very important you rename your features. Okay, so if you click the arrow beside it, it shows you what the sketch was that made that feature. Okay, so it's really important you get into that habit. That's why we're doing it. Okay, so that's that part done, guys. That is the second video. So if you get this done, obviously move on to the third video. Okay.